So there's a lot of speculation in playing Call of Duty, and the one thing that I really enjoy about me and how I play Search and Destroy is just how I use, I wouldn't say good guns, but I wouldn't say bad guns, and I do good with them. And this is the first tip video, and I guess you can say the first step in becoming a successful Search and Destroy player, or just player in general, is you need to pick guns that are good for the maps that you want to use. Now, I cannot stress enough how much of a factor you wanting to use the gun is. When you go into a game and you're like, let's use this gun, you will do so good with it. You have no idea. Just that onset of wanting to use that gun, it just gives you some kind of mental or emotional boost. It just lets you do so much better for some reason. Now, I don't know what that is or how that works, but I'm speaking that from experience. When I go into a game and I'm using a gun I don't want to use, I don't do good with it. When I go into a game using a gun I want to use, I'll do really good with it. And, I mean, that's the first step. So, today I'm going to compare shotguns. Now, for me personally, you have to get in tune to your play style and whether or not you're rushing, conservative, and how you play, or if you can play all these different roles evenly. I personally enjoy rushing and not really being conservative. That's why I'm using shotguns more so in SMGs, because you move around faster, easier to use, get them up faster, and you kill people quicker. So if you're starting out, I want to firstly recommend using either the USAS, and it pains me to say this, but the Striker. Now, I would more lean towards the USAS, but if you get into a lobby with Strikers, feel free to use it yourself. I have no thinking against that. I have a couple Striker gameplays coming up, but this is a mixture of a gameplay, and that's one of the reasons why I chose it, because you can see just how good both shotguns are in the same type of game against the same people, and how they're, I guess you could say how they reacted to it. I don't know if that even makes sense. But now, the USAS I personally feel has more power than the Striker. It doesn't shoot as fast, which is a downfall, but it has more power in my opinion, which means you have that greater shot of getting that one-shot kill, or that one-bullet kill with this thing. And to be honest, they're both really powerful shotguns, and you want to try them out. And another thing with shotguns too is you want to make sure you have a strong secondary. That's one thing if you see, especially if you're beginning. You know, if you're more like me and you have more experience with the shotgun and you know how to handle it at longer distances, you really don't have to pull it. You can put a pistol or some crappy secondary on, but you want to stick to like an MP9 with like some kind of long-range sight. That's probably the only gun I'd really recommend as a secondary, is an MP9, because that thing is good at long range. You can pick someone off from across the map with that thing. Don't ask how, but you can do it. So you want to actually have a good secondary, and you want to make sure your class is built for rushing. Your basic class loadout should be with a shotgun. You should be rocking out Marathon and Assassin and Sitrep. Sitrep Pro if you have a headset. If not, feel free to use Dead Silence. And then I really lean towards Specialist bonus. Right here, I get double teamed. That was a mental mistake here. One thing I really do that I really enjoy learning from in my gameplays is simply the fact that you never want to run the same route more than once, or more than twice. Sometimes you can get away with it 2 times, but 3 times, as you can see right there, it was doomed to fail. They cut me off right there. Their whole team went that way, cut me off. And it was just a complete mental breakdown and relapse. And it just didn't work out for my advantage or anything. I lost my Specialist bonus, and where we switched to the Striker, because I don't know why I wanted to use it, but I did. I had this urge a couple days ago just to use a Striker, and I used it, and I got some really good gameplays with it, because this thing really is top of the line. My personal opinions for the Striker have changed. I used to run grip and range with it, and now I feel like that just sucks. So I run extended mags and damage. That's the setup I use. That's the setup I feel is the strongest with it. Now, always use damage. I don't think there's any shotgun really where damage or range overrules damage once you get damage. Damage is like the key principle with shotguns. You need it to get those longer range kills, and just honestly to have an effect. I find shotguns very unreliable before damage, and I still find them some of the pump action ones very unreliable after damage, because you just don't know when you're going to hit marker. I don't know why it is or why it seems that way, but I just find shotguns to be very unreliable, and you don't know when you're going to get that one-hit kill, because sometimes you'll be right in front of the guy and you'll get a hit marker somehow, and you don't know how it even was possible. You know, that's one of the reasons why I like the semi-automatic shotguns better over the pump actions. That's why I say the pump actions require more skill, and you want to work into the pump actions. You know, when you can pull out a 21 game with a pump action shotgun and search and destroy, like I did, or even I think I got like a 15 kill game with a silenced KSG. Yeah, do that. Dude, the silenced KSG I feel is like the most OP thing ever. That thing is amazing. I don't feel like there's really much of a range dip off like I guess what it was supposed to. It doesn't feel like there's as much of a range dip off, and like the best part about it is you're stealthy, and you know they don't know where you're at. But I mean, in all honesty, when you pick your gun, make sure the map is suited for the gun. Only guns only maps I'd recommend using shotguns on is Mission, Seatown, Underground, Lockdown, and Hard Hat, because they have long range sights, all those maps, but they have close quarter situations. And when you have a shotgun, you got to keep it close range. And one thing that you see a lot of people that aren't so aware doing is you don't pull out. Now this is one thing that I even do is when you, like right here, I should pull out my secondary when I look to the left there if I had an MP9, but I'm not. I don't think I have MP9s on this striker class, because realistically with that range right there, why would you need an MP9? It just is unheard of how that range is even possible. But I don't know. I mean, the one reason why I don't like using the strikers is because then everyone starts using them, and then it's just no fun. You know what I mean? With pump actions and USAS, people try to use them, but then with, like I said, pump actions, you have to have a certain amount of skill level, in my opinion, to actually do good with it. Like, I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel like there's a skill level involved in using a pump action shotgun, just because it's not as easy to use, especially with the KSG, when you can cancel the pump and be successful with that. So I will talk about SMGs in another video, and maybe assault rifles and other loadouts. Just remember, make sure you're using the gun you want to use, and make sure your class is fitted. I mean, the most thing you can use is just playing. You'll learn how to play the game as you play it, as you encounter things. If you want to learn the basics of just playing the game mode itself, go watch Search Routes, and it'll show you exactly where to go, how to play it, and it'll give you the insight you want on how to play the game and where to go on the maps and what to expect. Because give it granted, everything I say in these videos will happen to you. Okay? It's happened to me, and it's bound to happen to you. So thanks for watching, guys, and remember to try out shotguns in close quarters.